So you've just dropped a banger of a line and you need the evidence to show your mates in the Discord. Well, I've got you covered in this video because we're going to go over a full tutorial of the replay editor, tips and tricks for the replay editor, and a couple of hidden settings in that replay editor. So let's get into the editor by navigating with our right bumpers after pushing the start button over to replay. And what we've got here is the default screen, and we've got a couple of options. We've got load previous edits, we've got edit this current line, and we've got save. So there's no current way to export these edits. You have to use a screen recorder, but we'll get into that later on in the video. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on editing this line. What we're playing through here is the default camera points, and we can change all those now. So push Y, and up on the top left there is a couple of the controls for this replay editor. So we've got the basic A and B, which will pause and play your timeline. We've got B, which will take you out of the replay editor. We've got up and down on D-pad, which is about camera points, which we'll go over in a second. We've got a trim point, and then we've got scrubbing left and right. So scrubbing left and right is to navigate your way through the timeline. And then we've also got LB and RB at the same time, which will hide the UI. This will be super useful when we get our recording. So as you see, if we play this through, we've got all the camera points, and one thing to note is that the camera points stay a kind of relative distance away from your character as you spin through. But one of the big problems with the default camera points is that, as you saw just then, it's not always the best view, and it can quite often clip through the map, or you kind of lose your character off screen. So one of the things I like to do, and the best advice that I've seen, is to go through and delete your camera points. So if we go through and push down on every camera point as they get highlighted grey, this will allow us to set new ones. So as we're here, we can scrub through, we can move around using our left and right stick, and we can set a new camera point. So for example, if you wanted to all of a sudden be viewing it from the front, you need to gradually build round to that from the default starting point of the camera. So we'd set a camera point here using up on the D-pad, we then move along and maybe set a camera point here, here again using up on the D-pad, and then maybe another one here. And as you can see, the more we move around, so if we play that now, as we've not got any further camera points, it just sticks at the angle that we last had. So we'd want to look at rotating this a little bit more around as we move forward, and then we probably want to move forward a bit more. And if we play that through, there's a bit of a dodgy one in the middle there, but as you can see, you can kind of manipulate where that camera is pointing for the line, so that holds true all the way through. So if we then wanted to get another camera point in here, get one up here, and then move along a little bit more. If we want to come in a bit closer, get one here. So we play that through. So you basically want to get a feel for it by having a play through, but essentially each one of these camera points will be a static point in time on the timeline, but the movement of the camera will stay relative to your character. So we'll always, if we have no camera points in from the original, and it's up here, you can remove the first one as well, by the way. So if I just set my first camera point to here, for example, and then play that through, my camera's just up there and it stayed relative to my character. It may not be pointing at my character, but that's the point I'm trying to get at. So once you've got a nice edit that you're happy with, obviously this isn't an edit that we're happy with, but if we were to quickly just get some basic camera points in there, And let's just get one in here as well. Here we can see we get a reasonable line, and it's probably a lot better than the default. As you see there, you've got to do a bit of tweaking. That pretty much wraps up the camera editor. So once you've got your line dialed in and you're happy with your edit, it's time to export it so you can show your friends and show off about your sick tricks. Unfortunately, there is no in-house way to record these or export these lines, but what I've been doing is using third-party screen capture software like OBS. If you've got a NVIDIA graphics card, you can use the shadow play or the overlay to record these lines. If you're on Xbox, what I advise doing is using the clip feature. You can actually extend that clip feature all the way up to the full resolution, up to a minute. So you might need to do multiple clips for multiple edits, but that's probably the best way of getting it out, and then you can download it from the Xbox app. I've actually got a couple of hidden tips and tricks for you as well for the replay editor that are not on the left hand side of the screen in the control menu. One of those is controlling the position of the sun in the sky, and you can do that by holding the left bumper button and doing up and down respectively on the D-pad, and this can bring in different times of day based on where the sun is in the sky. The second hidden trick for the replay editor is right bumper button and up and down the D-pad. You can change the FOV of the lens of the camera. You can also do this in drone mode, which we will actually take a look at in a second. Your mileage may vary with this, as I did have some problems with it. I had to unplug my controller on PC and plug it back in. Can't vouch for console, but that was a problem that I had. So if it doesn't work for you, do unplug your controller and plug it back in. So we're actually going to take a quick look at the drone mode as a bit of a bonus, and you can do that by clicking Y on the control pad, and that will take you into a drone mode. And this drone mode is similar to the sort of no clip that you can do in the replay editor, and you can set this up on a jump or on a feature, or just buzz around the mountain and get some sick shots of some of your friends in multiplayer. You can also, in this, use the X button to position a spawn, so that will reset your checkpoint, which you use B to get back to. That's probably a really bad example, but you hit B and it'll take you back there. And that pretty much wraps it up about today's video. So if that was useful, please do consider subscribing, hit the like button, share it with your friends. There's definitely more improvements to this editor to come, so be patient, and I'll be covering all the features on the channel. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one, but have a great day. Peace.